Hello motherfuckers, welcome back to motherfuckers. I'm so ready for this album today. I've been really looking forward to this ever since I just listened to his newest album, The Slow Rush. I love that album so much. If you want to see that reaction, I'll put a link in the description for it. It ended up being my first project that I ever listened to by him, and I was just honestly blown away. But today we're going to be reacting to Tame Impala. This is alternative. Wig. Tame Impala, InnerSpeaker. Y'all, I'm ready for this. I mean, I know what to expect because the newest album, but people always tell me that their older, or his older music is just sickening, okay? Like, it's just sickening. So let's get into this. Before I start, please like and subscribe. Please. I'm poor. Help me, please. Let's go. I will be smoking today, so if you have smoke, get it ready. Okay, let's go. Okay, the first song is called It's Not Meant to Be. Let's go. Intro. Snapping. Okay, a lot of instruments for this intro. Standing. Hi. Whoa. Wait. Take me there, King. Love this little segue. Love it. There's so many elements. It's not just a beat. Love. Okay. Hi, water. I'm sure that ending goes into the next song, really, like the transition of it all. I'm shook because, you know, the newest album, The Slow Rush, it was so, it's just like this. Like, I'm so glad to see that he didn't go out of his way to make the music sound like everybody would love this song, you know, like everybody, like, give this to the radio, everybody loves this kind of song. That's not what this is at all. And for him to be so good at it, and also so confident in it, and for it to be so timeless, that's crazy. I don't know, I just feel like this album could have been dropped today. I mean, and this is just off the first song, wait, because I'm shook. Okay, let's keep going before I talk shit. Let's keep going. The next song is called Desire Be Desire, Go. Okay. Beautiful intros. And the drum. Rock? Wait. Those guitars, oh my god. Here's another break in the music. It's really giving me 70s, like, a lot. Whoa. The way this album is perfect so far. Like, this is just so far. Ooh, he knows how to make. I wonder, I don't know, like, I never watched like an interview or anything with him. I wonder who his like musical inspirations are, because you know what this is giving me? This is giving me the Beatles. Like, I know people, it's either you love the Beatles, you really don't know much about the Beatles, or you hate the Beatles. Like, there's no in between. And this is giving me the Beatles, and I've never even like heard like a full Beatles album, whatever. But that's what this is giving me. I cannot like see this album like being dropped in 2010, just because everything sounded such a certain sound. And I love 2010 music. That's when I grew up, and I didn't hear this album in 2010. because I was on a whole different wave in 2010. You don't even want to know. But I'm so glad that I can sit here and listen to this album now, and it really feels timeless. And that's what I was saying about the Beatles. Like, this music sounds really timeless. I'm sure. Let's keep going. The next song is called Alter Ego. I love how each song really represents what the title says, and it's really like a poem. I think I said that in the Slow Rush reaction because that's what it was giving me. Like, each song is like, it's like really beautifully done. I'm shook. I'm a stan. Let's keep going. Okay. Hi, Cyber. Wait. Oh, here we go. I feel like we're going into a dimension. Wait. Yes. King. What the fuck? Waiting for everyone outside to agree. I love this. The lyrics? Yeah! Take me out! The drums. Fuck. Ow! Whoa! Okay. I am shook. Again with the lyrics. He knows how to make a song, like, relatable. When you want to listen to something that's relatable and something that can make you, like, feel, like, just, like, uplift your spirit a little bit, like, and give, if you need, like, a mental talk, like, I feel like this album, any album by him, honestly, is better than a therapy session. Not even a therapy session, like, a therapist, like, whole, like, fuck. Like, this album is so fucking good. Like, no one is judging you, you're judging yourself, is basically what he was saying, and just, like, it's your alter ego. That's literally what it is. And I don't know, I just, like, he knows. I like relatable, bitch. And I feel like this is more of a sadder album than the other album. It's sad, but, like, it has that ray of light. You know what I'm saying? But the Slow Rush, that album was like, oh my god. I just feel like he was in a better place when he wrote the Slow Rush than he was in this. I don't know. I could just be guessing, but I really love this album so far. Let's keep going. The next song is called Lucidity. I think that's how you say it. Off Jump? That 70s. Oh, wow. The instrument breaks just do you good. Okay, you know, I definitely said this in the Slow Rush album reaction that intros and outros are very important on albums. I feel like it gives the album as a whole replay value. Songs that are like good at the beginning, and then some songs that like lose you in the middle, and then there might be a good song in the last song. I am, by the way, going to be reacting to his other, I know he has 2 more albums in order, so like and subscribe. But like, it's trippy. It's like trippy 70s music. It's a vibe. It's like 70s, but it's 2000. This was 2010. And one of the last lines of this song, he said, "Put all 5 senses back to where they're meant to be." I don't know. I just feel like he's speaking kind of deep, and it's like, and it's relatable. Like, I feel like, I don't know how old he was when he made this, but this was literally 10 years ago. 2010 is 2020. And I don't know how old he was 10 years ago. Maybe he was in his 20s, but like, I feel like everybody has a rough time in their 20s. I'm literally 22. So I feel this album is hitting. The next song is called Why Won't You Make Up Your Mind? I don't know. I really don't. Let's go. The intros. I did not lie when I said that. Wow. And it's like sensual. Wow, this song's gonna make me cry. Wow. Fucking wow, dude. I don't know, I really love that song. If I would have heard this song like 3 years ago, I would have been like obsessed. I mean, I'm obsessed now because I'm in a better place, but like this album is like it's like it's shook. I'm shook. Like everybody has that person that they're just like not stuck on, but like you wish they would make up their mind. I don't know, it just brings out the feels. I fucking love it. It's like otherworldly. Like I feel like if an artist on another planet would drop an album, this is what it would sound like. This is what it would be. It would just be like just fucking vibes. I fuck with it. Let's keep going. The next song is called Solitude is Bliss. That's true. That 70s. Yeah. Okay, maybe I'm shook. This part right here. Is this another breakdown in the song? I love. I have to stand. I really have to stand. This album is really a thinking album. I feel like all his music is like thinking music, but like not thinking in like a bad way. Like it puts you in a state of thinking, but also a state of like relax. Like I can't explain it. I don't know. I really don't know, but I'm really into it. You will never come close to how I feel, and I just feel like everybody should feel like that. I don't know. But I feel like everybody has their own experiences, and you cannot live through somebody else's like shoes or like eyes. Like you literally can't. Like everybody has gone through personal shit. Everybody has something that makes them what they are. And I don't know. I just really love that song. I really love that. He just has a way with words. Let's keep going. The next song is called Jeremy's Storm. Okay. Whoa. That good song. Where are we going with this? Wait. Why is this like taking me there? Does he play all these instruments himself? Okay, here comes another part. The guitar. These waves. I feel like if I was wearing headphones, I would probably like die. Ow! The instruments are crazy. Shit! Fuck. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Oh, I could cream. Oh Oh my, I love that song. Like there was no vocals on it, like from him, from nobody at all. It was just who does his instruments. I want to know if it's him. I feel like I asked this question in the Slow Rush album, but I really want to know, like, who's producing this, because this is fucking amazing. Like I said, it really has that element of 70s. It's giving me, this is what it's giving me. It's giving me Queen, the Beatles. Yeah, like Queen and the Beatles, like that's what it is. I love it. So like it's giving, it's really, it's crazy. I don't know. This album just feels like it's from way back in time. Like I don't know, I can't explain it. It's that, but it also felt, especially in 2010, like I know this album felt like throwback, but it also has that element of like futuristic. I don't know, I can't explain it. His music is very creative and it's very unique. I fuck with it. Again, no vocals on that song, and I was interested in that whole, like the whole song. There were so many elements, so many, like that's why I want to know if he does his own instruments, because that shit was dynamic. That shit was crazy. That shit was intense. But let's keep going. The next song is called Expectations. I'm gonna light this blunt again if you guys want to smoke again. Let's go, baby. Okay, back with that guitar. Hello. That up and down. Oh my god, I got to go back. This has the melodies. I love it. Okay, so it is a couple hours later, actually. I need to finish this album. I just had to go to the store real quick before I closed, but now I'm back. I literally stopped in the middle of the Expectation song because my mom called me, so I just decided to just stop there. But I know where I was. I was more towards the end. It was like the last set of lyrics. Yeah. Yes. And this is the reason I remember I was towards the end. Because I looked at these lyrics and I was like, whoa, these are the last lyrics of this song. Wait, I have another one. I'm going to light it. Why is it quiet? Wait, what? Bringing it back. Okay. Hi. Again with the ending, the intros and outros. Bitch! I just want to read these last couple lines. He said, functions are aching my soul. Expectation is taking its toll. Functions are aching my soul. I love that. I fucking love that so much. And that was the last like couple lines of this song. And then it just took you out into that crazy ass beat. And when I said about how this album has a tinge of like light, like hope, like I don't know, like it's sad, but it gives you that little tinge of that's what this was. Like, stop getting your expectations up so much. But I don't know, I just love the journey it takes you on, and it's just a vibed out album. Let's keep going. The next song is called it's called The Bold Era of Time. I'm gonna relight this blunt up. Let's go. Okay, he loves that guitar. So do I. It's drawing you and it's intriguing. This is wild. Okay, it keeps taking you in and out of lyrics and then just the beat. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I like that. It's not over. It's still not fucking over. I like this. Okay, wig. That song had so many different parts to it. I really liked the part where he was like singing and stuff, but he keeps doing this thing where he just lets the beat go, and it really lets you appreciate the instruments, and it's so live. It just sounds so orgasmic. Is that the word? Yeah. It really sounds like something straight out of the 70s. I know I keep saying that, but I feel like that was the inspiration. Somebody's gonna tell me. Somebody's gonna be like, fuck yeah, you're so right. Well, I could be wrong too, so you guys could be like dragging me right now. I really don't know, but I don't care. This is my thoughts on the album. I am in love with it. Like, it's really giving me that 70s, but also that futuristic sound, and I don't know what it is. I've never heard nothing like this because I never expected nothing like this from 2010. Okay, let's keep going. The next song is called "Runaway Houses, City Clouds." Ooh, ooh, okay, that retro gaming sound. It's like sneaking up on me. I'm scared. This song might be like one of my favorites. Oh my god! Like, he's not playing. Oh. Oh, bitch. Gang, 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 gang. Whoa. Wow. Take me there. Oh my god, my phone's on 1%. Fuck. I'm gonna let the song play while I go get my charger. I'm shaking.
Fuck! Yes, the switch up!
No, take us there. Yes. Yes.
Yes!
I really want to say I love this song. Like, a lot. Like, a lot. Well. So many transitions. So many. This album is like relaxing me, for sure. Oh my god. Wow. You know, fuck. I have a saying that the longest songs on albums are usually the best songs. And in this case, in my opinion, that was so far. I mean, there's only one more song left. That song right there had so many. That was so dynamic. It was so well produced, and there was so many like sounds going on. There was the instruments, like I keep bringing that up, but then there was a layer of just instrumental, and it just sounded like meditation kind of music. I don't know what it was. All of that mixed together. Plus, he had those like weird like spaceship, like alien, like space sound. That is me. I live, okay? Like, I love like space. That's just, I just love it. I don't know. I just really love where that song just took me. It was like really spaced out, okay? Runaway House, City Clouds, that's definitely gonna be a top 5 for me. That might be my favorite. I don't know. But let's keep going. The next song is called I Don't Really Mind. It's like a visualization, like I'm driving on a highway. Yes. Yes. The birds, the nature. Fuck, man, fuck. Wow, where are we going? It's like spooked. Oh my god. This is a bop too. Fuck. Listen, wait. Right here. Oh wait. The guitar, when it goes like that, like it's like I love. I don't know. I really don't know. I think what it is he's making me feel, well, me personally, I don't know about you guys, but he's making me feel like it's like hypnotizing, but without like unauthentic sounds. I don't know how to say, like fake sounds, like sounds that are like digitized. Does that make sense? I like music that has an authentic feel to it. By that I mean like the instruments feel real, like everything about it feels real. There's a lot of that in this album, but there is still that, like, there's those digitized like sounds like in the album. I love that. And especially with that song right there. Like, it had that huge break in the middle of the song. And it was like fading in and then it faded out when it started. And it was like that, like I said, like that spaceship sound. And it was like, oh my god, I stand so hard. Like, this album was so fucking good. I don't know, I feel like I always try to give like what I'm feeling when I'm like visualizing where I'm at while I'm listening to this when I'm listening to music, period. And with this album, I just feel like I'm laying under the stars at night and it's just a good vibe. Like, that's what it is. That's what it is for me. I want to know your guys' top 5 now, and I want to know if you guys have any thoughts on the album. Let me know. I'm about to do my top 5 real quick. Okay, my top 5 is, I don't really mind. This is in no order either. I don't really mind. Was I saying Runaway or Runway? I think I was saying Runaway. I don't know. Runway, House, City Clouds, Expectations, Lucidity, and Alter Ego. Those are my top 5. Those are the songs that like jumped out at me that I really loved. I was talking about this throughout the whole album, just how like 70s it is and how like vibed out it. I fucking love it. I want to know, like, was he like, who was he inspired by? Like, I want to know that. What I was feeling was the Beatles and Queen for sure was what I was feeling. I don't know. It was really that, like, it felt so rock and roll. It felt so rock and roll, but he had those his mesmerizing vocals. It's insane. It's fucking crazy. And I want to say right now, this album sounded nothing like the Slow Rush. Okay, and let me talk about this album cover real quick. The title of this album is InnerSpeaker. I don't really know what that means, like, I can't even explain what that means, but I feel it on a spiritual level. Like, I can't even explain it, but I feel it. InnerSpeaker, it just screams to me. The album title fits the cover so perfectly. It's this picture of this floral, well, not floral, but like, it's a bunch of trees and stuff. Then you have the beautiful sky. Then on top of that, you have a filter where it's like vibes, and I'm shook. I love it. You guys know I fuck with the vibes. To make the trees look different colors. Maybe the trees are different colors, but there's definitely a filter here. But the thing I am screaming about with this album is right in the middle, there's like this effect that is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like, you guys can see it. You know what I'm talking about. And InnerSpeaker, like, it screams this album like cover. Like, it fits this album cover so perfectly. I love it. I really do. I don't know. I really love like the setup of an album. Like, an album. That's why I really do my YouTube channel. Like, I really love the craft of it. Crafting an album, then coming up with an album cover and an album title. It seems so much fun to me, I swear. His name is Kevin Parker. I love him so much. I love his style of music, and I guess I can say growth as an artist. I love the growth, because the Slow Rush is an amazing fucking album. And then we go back to his debut album, and it's just as good. Like, legendary. It's timeless. I don't know. I really love it. Like I said, let me know your guys' thoughts on this album. I stand so hard. I am gonna do his other album. I just really like the state that this album like puts you in, the mood it puts you in. It's a really good smoking album, I feel like. And you don't even need, I feel like some people are like, why do you need to smoke to enjoy the music? It's not that at all. I just feel like it enhances it for me, maybe personally. But this album is such a fucking good album. And I know this video was kind of chaotic, and I'm very sorry about that. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys like and subscribe. But I guess that's it. Bye, motherfuckers. Hello, motherfuckers, and welcome back to motherfucking channel. And welcome back to 2012. Because today, we're going back in time and reviewing Lonerism by Tame Impala. If you want to see why I took a break or whatever, and why it's taken me so long to get to this point, I uploaded a video called I'm Back a while ago. I'm posting again, and I feel real happy and excited to get back to where I feel like I need to be. You know, when I can come back and have it be good music that I know is going to be good, and I know there's going to be bangers and like solid ass songs throughout this album and other albums that I'm reviewing too. It just feels so good. It feels so good to be back. Let's get into this. I'm really excited, you guys. Before I start, please like and subscribe, because he has one more album left, and it's called Currents, which is 2015. That's the album that everybody's like in love with, so I really can't wait to get to that. But I know these albums, Lonerism and the InnerSpeaker, was such a good album. The Slow Rush so far out of his catalog. So if you want to see those, I'll put a link in the description below with all my other Tame Impala reactions. So let's get into this. Okay, the first song is called Be Above It. This is under alternative, the genre of this album. Okay. I already am in love. Oh, yeah. Oh! Oh, it just keeps getting more intense. Please. I love that. I love that from start to finish. The distortion in his voice that he was giving throughout that whole song, and the under backing vocals is so disgusting. They weren't even vocals. He was really just talking, but there was something about it being distorted that just made it feel, wow, I feel like I'm at home, guys. What the fuck? You know that feeling when you hear something or you watch something for the first time and you're like, whoa. Like, you can't even like really take it in for real because it's just like, it's so much. That's how I feel right now. That was so fucking good. As an intro, I think it was amazing. It's very positive, but at the same time, there's negative aspects to it, which it kind of speaks volumes for the title of this album. Lonerism, being alone, loving to be alone, that kind of vibe, and people trying to bring you down. And when people are like that, you get a lot of hate throughout your life. Once you say, I'm done, whatever you say cannot affect me, you can't bring me down no more. Once you hit that mark, you can do whatever you want. It's endless possibilities. Charisma is the key to life, honestly. If you want to be above it, or be just not with the bullshit. Like, we're grown, you guys. We're grown. I know I'm like going into this like maybe a little bit too deep. It was a very short but subtle song. Again, perfect for an intro. But I just feel like, oh, well, I'll just call him Kevin. Is that he always hits the note perfectly with the titles of the songs, the titles of the albums. I'm so shook. Let's keep going because the next song is called Toy. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Spaceship vibes. It's leading up to something. Is there lyrics for this? There is. This is just the intro. It feels real like otherworldly. It's kind of giving me same old mistakes. watching the lyrics on Apple Music. Oh, please, please, please. That was so fucking good. I was not expecting that, but at the same time, it's not unexpected of Mr. Kevin here. But he does have those songs where like endings or beginnings will be like maybe like 30 seconds to a minute of just straight up beat. Honestly, straight up vibes, because that's not something that people do nowadays in music. Honestly, they don't put like a whole minute of just beat, because people don't listen to albums anymore. They don't listen to music for what it is. They just, it's something hot right now and that's what they like. And you know what? That's fine. If you're that kind of person, you don't have to be deep into music. But I don't know what Endorous Toy means, but I fuck with it so heavy. I'm a fan of these types of songs that have minimal words but a lot of beat, because it sounds so good coming from him. So he says, go to sleep, you'll be fine. In the morning, you'll find real life was such a grind. Off I go, day is done, where new ones just begun. I love that so much. He always talks about these, like, just because you're having a bad day, it doesn't mean that it's a bad life, or just because you're having a bad week doesn't make it a bad month, you know? And it's okay to have a bad day. As he's saying from here, go to sleep, you'll be fine. In the morning, you'll find real life was such a grind. And that's tea, because you'll look back the next day and be like, oh, that was terrible. I mean, it's over. It was terrible. But now that I look back at it, maybe it wasn't as bad as it could have been. I don't know. But that's what I'm getting from this, and it goes along with the Be Above It intro. It could be just me, but like, I love an album that is about independence, or getting your independence back from depression, anxiety. The next song is called Apocalypse Dreams. Huh? This sounds real cowboyish. Oh. Wait. Oh my God. Wait. That was fucking sick. This so far was my favorite song from, again, beginning to end was perfection. Sickening. The lyrics, the multiple layers of vocals that he does, he's a master at it. This is what I came here for. This is why I started reviewing Tame Impala's music, simply because he has this thing, okay? And it's just like, he knows how to, I shouldn't say mess with your mind, but he knows how to put you in a trance state where you just feel mesmerized, because the vocals and the beats and the lyrics too, everything just comes together. He says, it was only yesterday, didn't even know you, now I'm gonna miss you, nothing ever changes, no matter how long you do your hair, look the same as everyone else, everything is changing. That's kind of confusing, but I understand it. The world, he even said this like towards the beginning of the song, like, you can sit there and have a bad day all you want, but the world is It's going. It's flipping pages. The world is continuing to move on, even if you don't. Which I want to point out is okay. Let's say you're having a bad year. That's fine. Because I like to think about it as like this. Nothing is bad forever because nothing is good forever. Like your life next year at this time could be a 360. Well, 360 is a circle. 180. It could be a whole 180 of transitions from life. Like, you could be at your dream job. I think with his music, it's very hopeful, a little bit inspirational, but at the same time, it's a little dark. It's a little dark. You have to have that shield around you if you want to listen to this music because it's deep as fuck. Now, what I'm, like, taking from the main focus of this song, Apocalypse Dreams, let's just put it like this. It sounds like you're very determined to make it in life and you haven't made it where you want to, or you feel like you aren't where you should be in life. Your dreams are usually a happy place. So now that you're dealing with this in real life and thinking about these thoughts that I'm not where I want to be, blah, 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 it turns your supposedly happy dreams into bad dreams. Or it's like you give up on that dream, and instead of it being a happy fantasy about thinking about your future, it becomes dreadful to think about. I don't know, it's deep, and that's what I love about it, and I feel like that's what you guys love about it, because it's so spiritual, and it speaks to you, and it makes you think, and that's what I love. Think more, okay? Think more. The next song is called Mind Mischief. I'm in love with this album. That's all I'll say right now. We're getting a little funky. Oh, this beat is... I could listen to this beat all day. Okay, so yesterday my speaker bar for some reason was having some technical difficulties. It ended up happening in the middle of Mind Mischief. I didn't finish it, but I'm about to right now. I took a screenshot to know where I was. 206. Let's go. This distorted voice. Oh, I forgot how good this was. Wow. I think this was the best song on the album so far. Just based off the lyrics alone. It's basically about him being in love with this girl, and she's playing mind games with him. Mind mischief. And you know, like, it pertains to, like, a lot of people. It's very relatable. It's not just men and women. Like, anybody can have these partners that like to play with their minds, and it's very toxic. And even this title of the song is very, like, how do I explain? Like, mind mischief. It's just like, ugh. I can't stand those kind of people that think that it's okay to play with people's minds in a relationship. If somebody has feelings towards you and you play with those feelings, that's not okay at all. He says, no more getting it wrong. I'll be frozen here on. If forever we'll see, no more guessing for me. I love that so much. Like, it's not even funny. No more getting it wrong. So basically he was second guessing himself. So no more getting it wrong. I'll be frozen from here on. I like that because I feel like it's like kind of, I don't know, I feel like it's misleading a little bit. He says no more getting it wrong again, not second guessing himself, but frozen here on. Like, you're that state of yourself from here on out. Like relationship trauma. That's a thing. That is a thing. And then it doesn't even have to be relationship trauma. It could be like friendship trauma. Like, people love taking advantage of people. And I just don't understand it. I don't fuck with those people. And one more thing he said, I was just sure of everything. That's what you get for dreaming aloud. He was so sure that this was gonna happen. Like, the relationship, friendship, whatever, was gonna be a for sure thing. And you know, wait, because it doesn't even have to just be relationships. It could be anything, like what your dream is, like your dream job, your dream, what do you want to do when you are able to do what you're able to do? Like that kind of thing. Again, it goes towards back, because I was talking about this yesterday, apocalypse dreams. It really does. It's all tying together. And I just really like this. Okay, I'm coming back. I'm feeling what I was feeling yesterday, and I feel like I'm back home. So let's keep going. The next song is called Music to Walk Home By. Oh. Oh my god. That old school, like, computer sound? Pinball, that's what it's giving? Oh. Okay. Yeah. That. Yeah. The lyrics are just so fucking good. Round of applause. What the fuck? Okay, I have a few lyrics to point out real quick. I always have to point out his lyrics in particular because they move me. I'm moved right now. These are like the last lyrics on this song. Well, it's getting late. I'd better go. I made it this far as I know. And please. It's like, I can't even explain really what that means. I really can't. But like, I can feel it in here, inside me, and it's moving. It's liberating. It's like, wow. You know, I wonder how old he was when he made this album, because, you know, I feel like people in their 20s, especially nowadays, we're going through it, y'all. We're going through it, and it's just like, it's just so relatable. It felt like I needed to hear that. I can't explain it. And it's so weird because at first I did not like it, but it grew on me over time as I was just listening to it. It's like we all feel a little alone sometimes. This album is called Lonerism. Again, I'm gonna go over that when I get to the end of the video, but it's all coming together. So let's keep going. The next song is called Why Won't They Talk to Me? Use like spaceship sounds throughout this album. Oh my god, this is good. Yeah. Oh, the breakups and oh my god. Upbeat, but it's so dark, kind of. Okay. That beat, yes, King. I wouldn't listen to a word any of them say. is for so many age groups. Because no matter where you go or what field you work in, there's always going to be a group of people that if you feel this way, like if you always feel like, not always feel like somebody's talking about you, but you feel like they won't talk to you, you feel like you're an outsider, it can happen in any field. He says, I guess I'll go home, try to be sane, try to pretend none of this ever happened, destined to be lonely old me, whoopsie daisy, I thought I was happy. Oh my God. You know I keep having like the same reaction with these lyrics, but it just blows my mind, man. Because I don't know, when I search out for music or like get interested in a certain artist, they have to move me seriously, because I don't sit here, take 2 days to like do an album review that is just like nobody else. I mean people might be out there doing that, but like I don't know, something about this, it just moves me, and I feel like I have to talk about it when I listen to it. So it's like he's speaking this in dark like terms and like language and stuff, but the beat is very upbeat, and it's just like, oh my God, like I love songs like that. For example, Rehab by Amy Winehouse, that is such a beautiful song. First of all, lyrics, everything about it is great, but the beat is up tempo and the song is very dark. And a lot of people cannot pull that style off. It ends up sounding like just like weird or forced, but this worked so good. But the next song is called Feels Like We Only Go Backward. I thought it was gonna be a rap song at first. Is it weird that it's like giving me like Bob Marley, kind of? You know, that kind of just made me a little sad, honestly. Lately, I've been feeling nostalgic, but like in a sad way. Like, I miss 2005 so much. I don't know what it is about 2005. I really don't. But this came out in 2012. And for some reason, the feeling that I've been feeling recently, this nostalgic feeling, I was feeling it while I was listening to this song. I've never heard this song. I swear, I know this is like popular, I guess, because Apple Music or whatever, but I've never heard this song. But it feels like it was like it sounds like it came from 2012. And I always say with Tame Impala or Kevin, whatever you guys want to call him, I always feel like his music isn't meant for whatever era it's dropped in. Not in a bad way, I just feel like his music is always ahead of its time. If 2012 music was good, which there is good music that came out in 2012, not to say there's not, just not all of it. It wasn't as a whole great. If music was like this in 2012, it would have been timeless. This feels like if somebody asked you for good music that came out in 2012, this is the album, give this album to them. That really just took me back. It made me feel all weird and stuff. But I'm into that feeling. But let's keep going. The next song is called Keep On Lying. Let's go. I love. What? Okay, where are we going? It sounds just like casual conversation behind this beat. This is trippy. This shit's weird, okay? I I don't think I was ready for this album. Like, I knew what to expect with Tame Impala. You know, crazy synths, crazy vocals, layering, blah, 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 crazy beats. But, Jesus Christ. He makes you feel something. You know what I'm saying? Like, he says, all I give are little clues. Maybe one day I'll get through. There is nothing you could do. I'll just keep on lying to you. And I feel like I get it. I get it 100%. Some people lie in order to protect the person they're lying to. I know sometimes, or a lot of the times, people say lies are never the answer. Just always tell the truth. Sometimes lies are there to protect you. Honestly, he just feels like he'll just be lying his whole life. I want to know your guys' thoughts. When this came out in 2012, what the fuck? Like, literally, what the fuck was going on? Tell me, like, how did you feel about this? How did it make you feel? Oh my goodness. But what I'll say right now is it's making me feel emotional in a good way. I really love this album. And I love the feeling it is giving me. But let's keep going because the next song is called Elephant. He's crazy. He's insane. Sickening. Okay, I'll say this. I don't understand why that song has a star next to it on Apple Music. Like, I don't understand why people are so attached to that song. I guess I do, because that's really a relatable song. Just feeling like the elephant in the room. Like, you always feel like you're in the way, or like you just shouldn't be there. Just that kind of feeling. Kind of like you're like see-through or something. And I feel it on a spiritual level, but there's better songs in this album. And going with that, he said, no one remembered a thing when they saw him again. That's how it was till the end. And he ended the song and said, yeah. Like, just putting emphasis on, like, yeah, nobody remembers him every time they see him. And a lot of people feel like that, you know? And again, it's relatable, so I see why it was one of the best, or like one of the most listened to songs on this album. And let's keep going. The next song is called Led Zeppelin. Ooh, you better stop fucking with me. I'll be honest, that was my least favorite song on this album right now. I really liked the beat, but I just couldn't, it wasn't moving me. Like, it feels like we're going backwards, or Music to Walk Home by, or Mind Mistress, or Apocalypse Dreams. Like, those songs moved me. This song, I don't know, maybe it could be a grower. I want to know your guys' top 5, and even if you want to give me your thoughts on each and every song, I'll take it. I want to know what your guys' thoughts on all this was. But let's keep going. The next song is called She Just Won't Believe Me. This is only 57 seconds? What the fuck? What? But she Oh, that guitar. That was sick. That was sick. I love that. I wish you would do more. Like, I feel like that was like an interlude or whatever. I wish you would do more of that. That was really good. Something about that was like
petrifying almost. Or like, yeah, petrifying.
That's like a great word for that. It really separated you from the Led Zeppelin song. That was even better than the Led Zeppelin song. I'm just going to say it. that separated you from that, and I feel like going to these last two songs, it's gonna like connect you or lead you to them. Let's go. The next song is called Nothing That Has Happened So Far. Nothing that has happened so far has been anything we could control. Agreed. Agreed with the title of the track, yes. Oh, I love that little talking part. And it just feeds right back into it so good, please. You know, the thing is, when people have these very complicated, like, names for songs and stuff, you kind of just look at it and you're like, yeah, okay. But not with Tame Impala. What he describes in the title is what you're going to receive. Nothing that has happened so far has happened under our control or something. I can't even like read the title is so long. But it's true. You don't control your destiny. You don't control your future. I mean, you can control your future, but like you really can't at the same time. You just maneuver your future on a path until you reach your destination, your destiny. And that's how I look at it, is you can't control it, but you can maneuver it in that kind of aspect. And I think that's what he was getting at, is you don't have control over your future, but you can make these decisions that can have impact and stuff on your future. And I love that. I love these conversations. I wish somebody was here that loved this music so I could like go off them and what they feel and stuff. That's why I love reading your guys' comments, because I just feel it. I fucking feel it. But let's keep going. The next song and the last song is called Sun's Coming Up. Okay. It's giving upbeat. Oh. His voice, it sounds so crazy and different. He's like telling a story. I love. This song's morbid as fuck. There's like 2 minutes left. Oh. I feel like I'm settling in. Oh. I have no idea what these noises are, but I love it. Oh, wow. Oh, I love. That's it. That's the end of the album. Honestly, that song was morbid. He's talking about his dad dying from cancer, but I'm a little thrown off because I expected that song to be a little bit more not up tempo, or I just expected it to be more happier. I'm glad that it wasn't though, because I feel like I'm gonna break that song into 2 halves: the song or the part with the lyrics, and then the part where it was just those noises with the beat in the background. It was sickening. Now, with the section with the lyrics, it almost felt like a dark fable, or like a nursery rhyme, like a dark nursery rhyme. That's what it felt like, but in a very morbid way. I don't know, I can't explain it. But then when it breaks in half and you get that slow guitar. I think it was a guitar, and the noises in the background. It felt like you were watching a sunrise, and the song was called "The Sun Is Coming," or "Sun's Coming Up." That's what it's called, and that's exactly what it was giving. The vibe, the feeling. Like, if somebody can make you feel if a noise or a beat can make you feel an emotion or can make you feel imaginative, that's where the artist won. But let's get into the overall review, my top 5, and the album cover review. The Slow Rush is a great album. I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's an amazing album. It fits in 2020 so well. It really got me through quarantine and stuff, because as of right now, I like more songs on this album than I do on the Slow Rush, which isn't a bad thing. Again, the Slow Rush is a great album. As of right now, as of everything I've heard from Kevin, this is his best work so far. I just know that this album title and everything about it fits everything. It's perfect. It's perfectly produced. I want to know if he produces his albums. I will say this right now: he is my favorite producer of all time. I love everything about his beats, from the beats to the endings of songs, to the beginnings, to the smallest little things. Everything fits so perfectly on this album. I was gonna say this for InnerSpeaker, and even the Slow Rush kind of, it gives me a little bit the Beatles. He kind of gives me David Bowie. He kind of gives me, there's this band, they're called the Butthole Surfers, and I love their music so much. And that's exactly what he gives me, but he's not a band. I really appreciate something like this so much. And you can't put it in to a genre, because, you know, it was kind of pop, it was a lot rock, but it came out in 2012. I don't know. And I guess that's why they call it alternative, because it's like alternative music. It's like the back end of music. Let me bring it back to what I was saying earlier about the nostalgia and stuff, and just missing your childhood, or just missing those moments. You weren't aware, but you were unaware of everything, the world crushing around you, basically. That's the kind of vibe like I've been feeling lately, just nostalgic. And this album, it takes me back. I really wish 2012 music, if 2012 music was good, it would sound like this. This is a great album for 2012. The album itself is a 10 out of a 10 easily, and is a perfect album to be listened to one by one, like all the way through. Great intro, great outro. Okay, my top 5 is Feels Like We Only Go Backwards, Why Won't They Talk to Me, Mind Mischief, I know I keep missaying that, Apocalypse Dreams, and Sun's Coming Up. These are the 5 songs that stood out to me. Let me know your guys' top 5. But let's talk about this album cover. First of all his album covers, again, going back to how his music can make you feel something, the album covers make you feel something too. I don't know this building in the background or where this location even is, but what I will say is it reminds me of this zoo that is in my city, especially with the gates in the front and stuff, and this green lettering with the letters, with the white letters and the green little background or whatever. The trees too. It reminds me of this zoo that I went to. This is gonna sound fucking crazy, okay? So don't think I'm crazy, but it was 2012. So weird, huh? Maybe it was meant to be. I don't know. But if you really look at it, the album title is called Lonerism. You see all these people with their friends or significant others, whatever, vibing. I don't know. I literally don't know what's going on. But it's like staring through the bars, and you don't have that. You don't have those friends. You You don't have that significant other. I'm sorry. But neither do I. You're standing there looking at what you don't have and what you would probably want. I don't know. Lonerism really rings deep for me just because I thrive alone. Personally, I love being alone. I get more work done when I'm alone. I can concentrate when I'm alone. I don't get distracted. For me personally, this was a perfect album. Like, I want to know your guys' thoughts again. And this was fun. I'm ecstatic to do Currents. That will come in my next plethora of albums. I need to finish this list that I'm on now, and I'm getting there. So Currents, it'll come this year. I don't want to give it a time because I don't want to rush myself. I want to let the music sink in, and I really want to feel it. But I guess that's it. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I hope you guys have a great... I hope you guys had a great last year and a great beginning of this year. I know last year was terrible, but you know, it's over with. Let's move on. Let's just try to have a better year despite all that's going on, you know? But I guess that's it, you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. Everything top 5. I had so much fun tonight, and yesterday, honestly. But I guess that's it. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Bye, motherfuckers. Hello, motherfuckers, and welcome back to my motherfucking channel. Today, we're going to be reviewing Tame Impala's Currents album. First of all, I know, a lot of people are going to be like, bitch, you are so late to this. And I know I am, but I feel like now is the perfect time. Like, this is some people's, like, favorite album of all time. I've heard so much hype about this. And the thing with me is I'm patient. So I knew this album existed and I've been waiting all this time. It's finally that time. I have reviewed all of Tame Impala's albums up to this point, even the Slow Rush. So after this, I'll have no more Tame Impala music to go off. So if you want to see those, there'll be a link in the description. But I'm ready. Okay. The first song off of this album is called Let It Happen. And you know what? It just goes with the mood. It's time. Let's go. Let it happen. Wait. Oh. It kind of sounds like spooky a little bit. I have to read the lyrics because sometimes I don't understand what he's saying, but you know. I'm really into this, you guys, okay? I love the build-ups, like... Okay. Feels like we're, like, falling asleep, you know? Okay. Okay. Oh, this whole setup right here is just reminding me of like an episode of Regular Show. By I don't know what he's saying, but mood for sure. Oh, that was spiritual. That was awakening. I know I said it felt like we were going to sleep, but it kind of was because the song was like stages. Yeah, because he's talking about being open to things, letting it happen, becoming great, becoming your greatest self. Let it happen. And you know what's weird? After this album is when I personally started hearing about Tame Impala and the music itself. So he was having an awakening. I'm telling you, there is something in the air right now because something was telling me, do this album, do this album. I don't know what it is, and I have yet to find out. I was really vibing to that whole instrumental breakdown. That was sickening. You know, maybe it's not so scary to just let it happen. I'm in love so far. But the next song is called Nangs. Yeah, let's go. What the fuck? He better stop. Yeah. Oh my god, this beat is just so fucking sick. Stop. Okay, that song was literally only 2 minutes long, and all he said in the song is, but there's something more than that. Let it happen, and then you go into this. Oh, okay, no, he said, but is there something more than that? Questioning, letting it happen. In my opinion, I mean, how we're going so far, and how these songs have been set up. So I'm so shook. I love exploring albums, and this is an album that is explorable. Excuse me. Ooh, ooh, and now I'm like, oh, but is there something more than that? Is there something more to letting it happen than just letting it happen? I don't know. Let's keep going. The next song is called The Moment. Bye. Okay, giving 2000s maybe? Okay. Storm clouds are closing. Yeah. 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 It's so trippy. Sickening, and it's going with what I've been trying to say this whole time. Living in the moment. He's trying to live in the moment. Letting whatever is going to happen is the moment, okay? And he's trying to live it, but something inside of him is, it's like a war going on inside of him. I'll get more into that later with new person, same old mistakes, because you guys, bye, first of all. But he's anticipating this moment. He wants to let it happen. He's anticipating it, but is there more to that? Or whatever he said, like, it's just so, but he says it's getting closer every day. Don't cry, we'll be okay. Oh, it's getting closer call of the damned. Hold on, breathe if you can. It's getting closer. Oh my god. The lyrics are just so, he knows how to put lyrics and melodies together like somebody is stitching, you know? How there are brands out there that are known for the quality and comfort of their clothes. This is that. If that makes sense, I hope that makes sense, because like, oh my god. So while he's anticipating this, saying it's getting closer and stuff, he's also comforting himself by saying, breathe if you can, we'll be there soon. Like, these kind of soft spoken things that in the back of everybody's head, everybody says to themselves, but sometimes that other voice overpowers that voice and we forget about it. But he is just like putting it in there, and it's, oh my god. I hope I'm not the only one. Let's keep going though. The next song is called Yes, I'm Changing, period. This is Taking a Walk at Night. Oh, in the world, don't take me away. I can't be here no more.
This indulgence in despite there is a world out there. God's calling us to.
I'm gonna cry. Are those 808s? The traffic? It's sick. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my god, that was so good. I think I'm understanding what the moment was that he was so anticipating but also scared. He felt himself changing, but he felt himself changing into a new, better person. But there's more to it with that Nags song. Jeez. Because in this song, he was talking about there's no more time for me and you. Me and you will never be, it'll never happen. You need to get over it now. I'm over it. First of all, I love that energy. Icon, king, supreme, legend, stand up. But it wasn't that at all. It was, he is changing into a new person. And he likes the new person that he is becoming. Because it's not depending on someone or something. Oh, I'm shook. I'm really shook. Let's keep going. The next song is called Eventually. You guys, I'm just gonna say it right now. I see it. I see the hype that everybody was giving for this album. Why is this giving 90s? Oh, kinda, yeah. Okay, yeah, he's getting over a relationship. It feels like murder to put your heart through this. Bye. Okay, breakdown. Oh my god, I love him. I love him. He's so nasty right now. I can't even take this, I swear. And it's got to be soon. I'm gonna lose it. He better quit. Fuck. Fuck. Oh, fucking god. Oh my god. That was so emotional. I don't know if anybody else felt it, but I sure did. Jesus Christ. So eventually, she'll get over it in his case, because at this point, it seems as if he is on the brink of getting over it, on the brink of this change, on the brink of letting it happen, on the brink of the moment for him. And eventually, he'll get there. I love how the theme of this album is just so, it's so fucking good. But his vocals are like, they're so mesmerized. Like I can't even see past it. Oops. I can't see past it at all for 5 seconds to even pay attention to half of the instruments that are going on, because the instruments are also very mesmerizing. It's a full package. But let's keep going. The next song is called Gossip. We're heading to Mars? Jupiter. We're heading to Jupiter. Oh my fucking goodness. This just ends that last song. Oh my god, and such a sickening way, bringing it into the next one. In my opinion, that was like kind of a timeout for the album. It kind of was like a breather for the album almost, I feel like, in my opinion, because it calmed me down. I had a lot of emotions for that last song. That was so fucking good. But that was like, okay, bring it back to Earth. We'll come back down. We're here. We're not going to Jupiter yet. But let's keep going. The next song is called The Less I Know, The Better. Damn. Somebody fucked with him heavy. So goodbye. Wait, this is good. I was kind of iffy at first. At first, you know, I was kind of a hater about this song. Just because it had a star next to it on Apple Music, I'm like, okay, people really like this song. Let's see what it's about. So I still don't see why it's the most popular song on this album, like whatsoever. But I do see the it factor about it. Now it's kind of coming together. This was what happened for him to start changing. He says, I was doing fine without you till I saw your eyes turn away from mine. That is it's so sickening. So I'm glad that he moved on from this. I hope we continue with this changing of a man persona. I really do. So let's keep going. The next song is called Past Life. Let's go. He saw a figure.
Who was that?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So I go about my day as normal, but I can't seem to pass it off as just a random event. And now I see my life as the banal slog it instantly became. And I don't know if I can go on the same. I don't even know if she has the same phone number. Maybe she does.
Wow, you guys, he's sick. She answered! Oh my goodness, she fucking answered! Come on, Kevin, we were doing so good. Stop. Stop! I don't want that to be the reason I listened to this album today. What the fuck? Everything was going good. He was getting over it mentally, but he said it triggered something in him. And when he seen that figure or whatever in the rearview mirror, that
Everything just came crumbling down.
So he finally broke down and just ended up calling her. Ugh. Love, but hate. Love for the drama, but hate because it's like, ooh, okay. Oh my god. Let's keep going. The next song is called Disciples. Let's go. He is an icon. At the end, he says, there's so much I want to tell you. He says it twice. So he's back with her. He's back with her. And things are going good so far. I don't know. Because at the beginning of the song, he said he's unsure. But I don't know. It's kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot because I'm like bringing it into my own life. And I'm just like, stop. I just hope for his sake that she has changed and she wants to be with him and only him, because his poor heart, our poor hearts. Let's keep going. The next song is called "Cause I'm a Man." Okay. This sounds so chill. This is chill, but Yeah. I like the vibe of the song. It's very slow down. It's very chill. But maybe I was wrong that whole time. Maybe it wasn't her. It was him that was doing the bad. All that time of him trying to change just ended back at square one because he's still doing the thing that caused them to fall out. But he explained it at the beginning of the album as her running off with somebody else. So maybe something like that triggered her to doing that. And now here they are back at square one. And you know, the fact that it made him feel that way, like everything just came crumbling down when he seen her in his mirror and he had to call her. And the fact that he did it again, it's kind of sickening. Kevin, what are you doing? But at the same time, I like that he's being honest. I like that he put it into this work. If this is true, I don't know, because some artists just make up good stories for their albums. I don't know, babes. But let's keep going. The next song is called Reality in Motion. Whoa. Wow. He has me right now. Oh my. Wow. So now they got back together and he messed up again. And now reality's in motion. He's back in the reality that he thought that he was going to be rid of forever. He thought he was almost okay. He thought that everything was almost at peak happiness. And then, boom. It's because he's just a man. Baby, bye. But now things are waking up for him. And it's kind of like that gossip song. It kind of was like a refresher. That's what it was giving me because it was a wake up. Like, reality is in motion, baby. Either do what you need to do or stop fucking around with people's hearts. Like, period. The next song is called Love Paranoia. Let's go. Ooh. I heard him cuss so much in this album. King. Because it made me feel like I was dying inside. Oh. Okay, my camera died during that song, Love/Paranoia, but I believe it got most of the footage. So far, he has come all this way, got here, thought he could do it again. That's what I want to point out. He thought he was ready to do it again, but also he went off of feeling, and sometimes you gotta let feelings sit. He didn't let it sit. He called her that night and said, "What's up?" So it all comes down to this, and now he is paranoid about loving again. It's like, ugh. But at the same time, baby, it's your fault. Like, he's making it his fault. But, you know, people make mistakes. And that is a perfect segue into the next song. New person, same old mistakes. I'll talk more about it when the song's over. Oh, nothing hits harder than that. And then, yeah. I try, but it's way too late. All the signs I don't read. Yes, you guys. I don't care. I'm in line, making the same. I still don't know why. Maybe fake's what yeah. And realization is this. Oh my god! And then we go into yes. Oh my god. So how will I know when it's right? Oh, no mistake. Oh my god. Stop thinking of the only option. There is no, well, okay. There is a few songs in history that have made me, like, moved me song-wise. For sure. Like, I have a top 5 of my favorite songs. And that is one of the songs because there's just so much that goes into that song, and it's not even fucking funny. First of all, it really puts a cap on this album. It really brings it to what I was saying. The song is what the album is. This is a moment. This is a moment for me. This album has instantly just became a top 10 of my personal favorite albums just off of first listen. It's kind of overlooked. I know a lot of people like this song and feel this song because from the beginning, I first heard this song on Rihanna's Anti because she covered it in beautiful. Honestly, I would put it on par with this. That's how good it is. And I always looked at it as a one person having a conversation within themselves. I said earlier that it sounds like a war going on within a person. Somebody's mind fighting their heart. And it just goes to show within the lyrics. He says, feel like I'm a brand new person. And then in another weird kind of sounding voice, he says, but you'll make the same old mistakes. And then he says in the other voice, well, I don't care, I'm in love. And then in that weird voice, he says, stop before it's too late, I know. And then in his regular voice, he says, I finally know what it's like. And then in the strange voice, he says, you don't have what it takes, stop before it's too late. And it's just like, oh my gosh. To this day, the song always makes me feel the exact same. Like, I feel so calm and so serene. And on top of all that, it's very much relatable. Everybody grows and everybody matures and okay. And everybody feels like a brand new person, but everybody has tendencies that it's very hard to change, but sometimes you do, and you make the same old mistakes. You're a brand new person, but you just keep making the same mistakes. It's so prevalent. Wake them up. I want to start off by giving this album a 10 out of 10. Easily. This is one of the best albums I've listened to recently and one of the best albums I've ever listened to. Again, added it to my top 5 just off first listen alone. Now I'm going to give you guys my top 5 from the album, which is going to be really, really hard because I added 10 songs from this album, which has 12 songs total. I want to know your guys' top 5, so let me know down below. Okay, I'm going to do 6 because I have a song that's not really a song, but it's a song. New Person, Same Old Mistakes. That song will never get old for me personally. Let It Happen, Past Life, Eventually, And yes, I'm changing, but also I want to add that song Nags to it. But also Gossip as well, because like, it's just so fulfilling. This album made me feel, you know, after you have a good meal, like that's how I feel right now. Okay, so the album started off as him big chested, like he felt like he is ready to go out into the world and feel again and love again. He one day seen this girl in the mirror of his car, like very random, okay, but he didn't take it as a coincidence. He wanted to call her up. So after all that change that he went through, sadness and bitterness and just hate, he finally got rid of that feeling, but he wanted to call her. So he called her, and everything, he felt like everything was back at its peak, back at everything that he had ever wanted. He referenced a time on the beach that they had a long time ago and how it was just so perfect, and if he could live there forever, he would, type situation, but he ruined it. Once again, new person, same old mistakes. He ruined it. He ruined what he thought he wanted his whole life. And maybe that's why he ruined it, because Destiny didn't want him. You know, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Destiny did not want him to be with this person they have, why do I keep saying he? Is Destiny a man? Whoa. Destiny wanted him to be with somebody else. And maybe that came true. I don't know. I don't know his love life. Like, the album is so well thought out, so well written, but it ended on kind of a solitude note, like new person, same old mistakes, get used to it kind of feel. And that's why that song just makes me feel so like at one, because we are humans, we're gonna make same mistakes, but we continue to grow as individuals and as intellectuals, and we just will continue until our journey ends. But you know, that it's beautiful. I love this album, you guys, not to mention the album cover. I have already said this on multiple occasions that he gives me 80s vibes, like the tone in his lyrics and stuff. It just all sounds very 80s. And that's exactly what this album cover is. It feels very retro, but it feels at the same time current, as the album is called Currents. Retro mixed with currents. And I'm just, everything about this album is perfect, from the album cover to the lyrics. Now it looks like it's kind of like tripping me out right now because I'm a little high, but like it looks like something going through a very large planet. A planet so big that it can't even be captured in this little image, that it's only like a portion of it or a side of it. Or it looks like 2 dimensions, new person, same old mistakes. It looks kind of alarming and looks a little like anxiety, a little. But there's something about it that just makes me feel like calm. And it might be the orange and yellow strip and red strip through the middle. It kind of like ties it all together. But also the corner over there where it's like purple, black, and like, it's a vibe. I love this album cover. I would say, again, top 10 albums of my personal favorites of all time. Now, I want to know your guys' thoughts and everything. This was probably one of my favorite videos I've ever filmed. But I guess that's it. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and follow me on TikTok, not Twitter because my Twitter got suspended. But follow me on TikTok and Instagram if you want. But I guess that's it. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Bye, motherfuckers. Hello, motherfuckers, welcome back to the motherfucking channel. Oh my god. Well, this is probably your first time on my channel because I've never reacted to anything by Tame Impala. But today is a groundbreaking day. I'm really excited. I was going to react to this when it first dropped. It dropped on Friday. Their new album is called The Slow Rush. Oh my god. Like, they know how, or I think it's just one person, but I don't know why I say they. They know how to give you excellence. Like, they know how to intrigue you, captivate you, get you ready for what you're about to get into. And I just know that this album is going to be good. I have not heard and this is, please don't click off this video.
Please don't. I'm poor and stupid.
But I have not listened to any of their other albums. But I want to. I want to do it. I want to react to it. That's why I'm reacting to their newest album. I cannot wait to hear this. But I have heard Same Old Mistakes. I heard it from Rihanna, and Rihanna got me to hear their version, and it's the original version. It's so good. Why? I don't know, but I'm absolutely ready. Let's get into this. The first song is called One More Year. Let's go. I'm about to smoke. Let's go. Okay? This intro is very telling of what we're about to get. I'm so shook. I'm into it. Okay, that One More Year song was a perfect intro for this album. I really do think so, because the album's name is The Slow Rush. People are trying to rush their lives, which in reality, a lot of people say, 100 years or so, like however long you live, is not that long. But in reality, it is a long time. And this One More Year song is just, we have another year. We're just, let's go. Let's do it. I love the vibe of the song. I love the feeling of the song. And I'm shook. For the second song I've ever heard from them, I'm really intrigued, and I cannot wait to keep going. So let's go. The next one is called Instant Destiny. Let's go. Okay. Instant Destiny. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they dropped a couple tracks before, or he dropped a couple tracks before this album actually came out, and I think this was one of them, and I'm shook. I can see why, if that was true, if they dropped this before, or if this is just a popular song, because it has a star next to it on Apple Music. So that means it's popular, and I see why. That was good. Oh my god. I added that one to my playlist, you guys. Y'all, what the fuck? Okay, so I kind of knew what I was getting into when I first started reacting to this, but I really wanted to open my mind and just let this new flavor of music, like, drench over me. And I'm really, really into it. They have this thing, or I don't know why I keep saying that. He has this thing where his beats, they just sound like other, like, worldly, like you're like walking into like another world. It's so weird, but I'm so into it. The next song is called, oh wait, let me talk about this Instant song. This Instant Destiny song, this was a perfect album for Valentine's Day. He dropped it on Valentine's Day. It was a perfect day to drop it, because it's like I'm getting the love vibes from that song in particular. But let's keep going. Borderline, let's go. Ooh, okay. Oh, I like this one. Oh, I had to turn it up. I'm shook. I am shook. This is only the third song, and this is already my favorite album of this year. The production is insane. He is snapping. Oh my goodness. And not even just the production of the album, but his lyrics. I'm just like, thank you. Like, this is a gift. This Borderline song, though, this is definitely my favorite one so far. I mean, both of those other two songs, Instant Destiny and One More Year, have been amazing songs. This song, I'm just so shook. He has that ability to grasp you and listen to each song. I'm so shook. Let's keep going. The next song is called Posthumous Forgiveness. I don't know how to say that word. Please don't drag me. I'm sorry. Here we go. He knows how to get you in. Ow! I'm into it. Like changing red colors. I'm shook. Okay. I love this. I love this. At each and every song it keeps getting better and better. Like right now this album is easily a 10 out of a 10. Easily. But this song right here, I'm not gonna say the word again because I don't want to get dragged. You guys know what song I'm talking about. Oh my god. It was kind of sad. It was sad. Yeah, it was sad. But it was, oh my god, I don't know, I just got like very like overwhelming emotional when I was listening to this, and it was just like, oh my goodness. Like, who is he talking about? Because I don't know if he like is just writing music to write it, or if he's like actually talking about past trauma. But either way, whoever's right, I think it's him. It has to be him. He is a writer, you guys. Like, this is a song. This is what I love. This is what I live for. Let's keep going because there's so many more songs left. The next song is called Breathe Deeper. Let's go. Okay, Breathe Deeper. I know I keep saying that I'm shook, but it's really because that I'm like really shook. I've never really experienced an album like this before. The production is so perfect and so captivating and so I don't know. I do not know. All I do know is that I don't even think I'm halfway through this album. I'm halfway through it. And this is already one of my favorite albums of all time. So good. It's just like, at each and every song is something that it makes you feel something. And that's what I look for when I am reacting to music and when I listen to music in my personal life. Like, if I do not like something, I won't react to it. I am so glad that I gave this a chance, that I gave this artist a chance. And that's what I'm looking for, and he's giving it to me. This is a perfect album, you guys. This is actually a really perfect album to listen to while you smoke. That's why I smoked before I did this album reaction, because I knew that this was going to be fucking God tier. This is fucking legendary, okay? Okay, the next song is called Tomorrow's Dust. That Breathe Deeper song, I'm gonna say it was in my top 3 this far, because I have so many songs left. Let's keep going. Tomorrow's Dust. I'm vibing. I can't even lie. Wow. Oh. I thought it was over. There's still 30 seconds left. Okay, Tomorrow's Dust. I think this song right here is another one that's going to be in my top 5 easily. I am in love with the way that I know I already said this, but the way that he like captivates you, and makes you listen to a song. He doesn't make songs for people that just want, like, you know, his songs are very unique, and I really, really, really am in love with that. And not only unique in the production way, his lyrics. This chorus, I think it was a chorus. He says, "And in the era of today is tomorrow's dust." Stop living in the past. Like, you have to stop living in the past. That's what I'm in love with about this album. It's so happy, and yet it gives you like just chill vibes, and I'm fucking in love with that. The next song is kind of the next song is called "On Track." Let's go. I'm in love. I'm seriously in love with this album, this artist. I'm like over the moon, for real. Again, this is something new to me, new style of music that I've never heard before, and I'm really into it. That song was called "On Track," and like I said this when I was just talking about Tomorrow's Dust, that this album is it's happy, but there is some sad moments in there. But I think that's what makes music good, when it can be many emotions. It can make you feel many emotions, and you just are in love. Like that. I just love this album so much. Like, I can't explain it. And I love the titles of all the songs, including the album. It's
what? Don't be fucking looking at me like that, dude.
I'm just shook. The next song is called "Lost in Yesterday." I already love the title of this. I already love it. Let's go. Oh. Okay. This "Lost in Yesterday" song, it's just going along with the title.
Do I look a catfish?
The album, the whole concept of the album, like I was saying. Ooh, it feels like, you know, he's really making a statement. Like, you have to stop living in the past. You have to. This is what he said. Let me look these lyrics real quick. He said, "'Cause if they call you, embrace them. If they stall you, erase them." And then a couple lines down, he said, "If it calls you, embrace it. If it haunts you, face it." Oh my lord. I'm not trying to because I know I'm not like a lyricist or anything, and I don't really like pick apart lyrics when I do these album reactions. But I'm just like so very intrigued and so like shook. This man is a writer. I am in love with the way that he writes his songs. And the way he sounds over the songs, too. I will talk about that more when this album is over. But let's keep going, because there's a couple more songs. The next song is called "Is It True?" Let's find out. Like this. Okay, "Is It True?" I really love the energy that he is giving in this album. It's really futuristic, and it's really making you feel excited about the future. And not only through his lyrics and stuff, because the lyrics are really powerful, but through just the simplicity of the music. The music is so good. I'm so excited about this whole next decade of albums. I really cannot wait. And this is already one of my favorites of this decade. Let's just keep going. I cannot. The next song is called "It Might Be Time." Let's go.
Okay, listen, I was really vibing. Let me live. Please. Please.
Okay, it might be time. I think I said this during one of these song recaps that I've been doing. That each one of these songs has a different meaning and like message behind it, and I love that. I love it. I love how an album can be like a story kind of, and this song is basically just. Some people have a hard time realizing that they're grown and that they've grown, that they're adults. A lot of people have a tough time realizing that, and it's kind of sad. And I guess this song it just might be time to realize that, listen, dude, you're an adult. But I'm in love with that. I love the message. I love everything about this. Let's keep going. The next song is called Glimmer. Let's go.
Cool, you know how to make the bass better? Crank the bass up. You know how to make the kick drum better? Crank the bass up.
Did I say glitter or glimmer? Because the song's called Glimmer. Okay. Glimmer, that was more of like a poem-esque kind of song more than a actual song, but I loved it. I love it. I have a lot to say, and I'm gonna say it after I'm done. This is the last song. Oh my god. But that Glimmer song, I feel like it was a perfect song right before the last song. And that's what it is, but it's the perfect, like, this album flows together so well. Each song goes into the next one perfectly. Let's keep going. And the last song is called One More Hour. Like the first song called One More Year. I'm expecting a lot. Let's go. This is the longest song on the album. And I'm positive it's going to be my favorite. This build up, I know this beat is going to be good. Oh! Oh my god, that's it. I love how he's letting this audio play. Like, oh my god, that was so good. Oh my god. Wow. I will say this right now. That was one of the best albums that I've heard in a very, very long time. And I have a lot of things to say. That song right there, what was that song called? One More Hour.
Take a deep breath.
Oh my goodness. That was a perfect song to end this album with. And there's so many transitions throughout a lot of the songs that were on here. Like in the middle of the song, it'll like not start a whole new other beat. Well, kind of. But the way that it would transition into doing that it was flawless. And the live instrument aspect of it has to be talked about because not many people use live instruments. Some people do, but some people can't get away with it. And he did that. This album, when I was listening to this album, I kept getting the band Queen. That's what I just kept like viewing and seeing. That's what I was getting. That's what this album was giving me, is Queen. Oh my lord, this album is so good, you guys. I cannot. And like I said, this album was like telling a story, and I love it. I love it. It was like a book. Like the whole time I was listening to this, I was captivated. I was interested. I wanted more. Oh my god. And I love the length of the songs because I like long songs. I like a long song if it's good, and every single long song in this album was fucking flawless. This was a great album. 10 out of 10. Let me do my top 5 real quick. I want to know your guys' top 5 as well, but Here's mine. Posthumous Forgiveness, Borderline, Breathe Deeper, Lost in Yesterday, Tomorrow's Dust. That's my top 5. But the whole album is flawless. It has so much replay value, and I'll probably listen to this whole album again with headphones, because I feel like there was like so much stuff that I missed. And I can't wait to give it like a more of a like in-depth listen. But first listen, this album was great, and I would recommend it to anybody. Let me talk about this album cover real quick. Oh my lord, it goes so perfect with the slow rush vibe that they were giving, or the title of the fucking album is called that, and it's just it fits it perfectly. I can't explain it. But one more thing I have to say, I was talking about the production a lot on this album, and it is because it's really, really good. And it just makes you feel, some people, you know, don't smoke when they listen to music, but some people do. And I am one of those people. And when I listen to music, I visualize, like, what's going on? Like, what am I getting from this? And I was saying, like there's so many moments throughout this album where I just felt like I was, like, floating into space, like, just vibing out by myself. It was just it's so good. This album is so good. So worth the listen. And I'm going to tell people to listen to this album because of how good it is. Woo! But I guess that's it, you guys. I really enjoyed this, and I am going to be reacting to the rest of his albums. I'm gonna start from the beginning and go all the way up to their last album. So if you want to see that, please like and subscribe. And let me know your top 5 from this album. I am so shook, you guys. Let me know if you guys are as shook as me. But I guess that's it. Bye, motherfuckers.